Good evening, everyone, again. So, in Buddhism, a practice of a meditation, there are many different ways to practice. Even just looking at the categories, if you look at the path of purification, we see that there are 40 different types of meditation categories. And these again, all the 40 types of different meditation techniques or categories are just the categories. And within that again, there are other many different types of meditation comes. So within the 40 different types. And this is simply to highlight that there is no single object for the meditation. There are many other things that we can use and we can practice. And each individual's temperaments are different. Behaviors are different, backgrounds are different. So as a result of that, there are so many different techniques available. And among those techniques, one of the famous one is the breathing meditation, practice of a breathing meditation. And within that breathing meditation, again, there are so many controversies. So many controversies to develop the practice. But the ultimate purpose of the practice is obviously to gain the strength of our own mind. As our mind normally disturbed. And with that disturbed mind, that also disturbs our body and also the way we live our life. So that's why this disturbed mind causes lots of other troubles, and a practice of a mindfulness meditation is basically learning to understand this disturbed mind, that how and in which situation this mind disturbs. And there are ways to take control over it and learn and train it. Like previously we've been trying to learn by counting the breath and try to recognizing the long breaths. And particularly last week we were practicing only on long breath, just to see that how this long breath works and how this relates to our own body and feelings. So these are again ways to deal with that. Meanwhile, as our mind settles, as our mind quietens, what happens is that we don't have to do all these again. We will be just putting our attention onto any one single object. One single object is called connecting. So connecting here again, wherever we feel the breath, we are connecting that place. And that requires a significant amount of your practice. Otherwise you cannot keep the mind there, which again we normally had been practicing. Let's say paying attention to a nose as breathing in and breathing out happens, and you may have noticed that within 1 or 2 times mind goes somewhere else, thinking of shopping. Like that. And at the same time, previously I was emphasizing a lot on the practice of abdominal rising, falling, and there again, that's also another form of a connection there too. So that's a rising and falling of abdomen is another connection. And there also, when you are practicing 1 or 2 rising, falling, and gone, disappear. Mind simply goes, gone to somewhere else. And that is finding the connection point. So that's why if you look at the commentaries, we find that there are 3 points to connect with the breath. It's not a following the breath along the way, it's just the finding the pointing, the points, the connecting points. And that's why you may have heard talks on practice of a breathing meditation, realizing the 3 points, the nose, the chest, and the abdomen. That is called connecting. Once we have settled our mind down, and then gradually mind comes to in a state of calmness, then suddenly we have to be in somewhere. We have to keep this mind somewhere, and that's how we settled that mind, by connecting. So that's why when we are practicing meditation in that connection point, what we are doing is, whenever we feel some form of a sensation that arises there due to the breath, that's the initial stage, due to the breath. So we feel, and we simply noticing that, okay, this is happening. And so that's why it's awareness of each point rather than following along the way. So knowing that at the point of this nose, or in your chest, or in your belly. So when breathing in, going, so the first point is the nose, second point is the chest, and the third point is the belly. And when breathing out, the first point is the belly, second point is the chest, and the third point is the nose. So that's it. And again, this is again, we are not fixing our mindset yet into one specific point. But we're trying to work with 3 points, basically minimizing our mind into from scattered and many objects to think, coming to the 3 points now. Same with like when we are counting so many other activities going on, so many things going on. So narrowing it down by pointing at 3 points. So it's called connecting. Right? And that connection again helps to gain a little bit more focus, attention, less distraction, hindrances beginning to subside. Not subside, it's like put aside. Hindrances beginning to put aside now. And when hindrances beginning to put aside, then we will get more concentration. More concentration. And until this time, we're still working with the breath. Working with the breath. So it's the effect of the breath and the connection of that breath into these 3 points. If there is no this breath, so if there is this breath is not going through, then again we will not be able to recognize those points. Due to the breath, we are recognizing that point. So we can still working with this breath. But on our discussion, we are going to discuss on the 4th stage of the first one that we were discussing. On that stage again will be very different. We are not with the breath. So we are completely on a different state now. So like that. But here we are working on that 3 points. When you are working with the 3 points again, eventually you will realize yourself that as your mind, it's a quite funny thing that as mind beginning to become a subtle from the gross level, which is not disturbed now, and all the hindrances being put aside, slowly and going aside, and the mind becomes from the gross to the little subtler and subtler. At that moment, what happens that a mind begins to feel that 3 points are too much. Noticing 3 points become too much, and then try to find out one specific point so I can rest. I can feel it like a home, which again now we've been talking and thinking of about the primary object. So eventually we will be getting that into like a home base, as like a firmly established, fully familiarized it. So like that. So until then, again, we work with the 3 points. So my question is, among these 3 points, where do you feel and how do you feel? Okay, so let's explore. Okay, so we'll start with a short relaxation, and then we'll guide through the recognizing these 3 points, and then work with that. Okay, sitting in a comfortable position, relax your body, relax your mind. And gently close your eyes. Leaving all your responsibilities aside. And relax the body, relax the mind. You may spend some times looking at your sitting body, like you're sitting in front of the mirror looking at your sitting body, checking yourself, observing. No tension. Experiencing entire body sitting here. And as you're experiencing the entire body, you'll be able to recognize the breath coming in and going out. So if you feel still restless, mind is still not settled, you may start off practicing like a counting. 1, 1, 2, 2 to the 5. 1, 1, 2, 2 to 6 up to the 9. Or just 1, 2, 3. Or just following the breath as it goes, as it comes in. And further on, you may take a long deep breath and releasing the entire breath from the inside out. Nothing left in your belly. So when you are blowing the air out, you may use the nose or your mouth. So you're breathing in until you cannot take it anymore. Hold for a while and releasing it until nothing can go out. So as you are practicing and trying to recognize this long breath, you may notice the connection points, especially 2 points, the breath in your nose and in your belly. And sometimes you may feel the expansion of your chest. Do not search for it. Only if you recognize it, feel it, then recognizing that it is there. So if you're actively doing it and actively being mindful of that, then there will be no other thoughts. All the hindrances are put aside. It's simply being there. And again, if you find difficult to recognize even 2 places, just try to have one. Either the breath in your nose or in your belly. Feeling this connection of this breath coming in and going out, and recognizing that. And again, if you are finding difficult to pay attention to there, it's okay, no worries. Thought coming, it's okay. Cannot concentrate, it's okay. Just to be mindful that I am sitting here. You cannot concentrate on your breath, it's okay. Just to feel that your body is sitting here. And sometimes you cannot focus because you have expectations. So drop that expectation just to be here. Just feel the body sitting here, relaxing, nothing to do, nowhere to go. Feel the presenceness of this body. And one thing you have to remember, that there is no right way of watching, wrong way of watching. It's all about just being aware and able to be mindful that this is happening. Sometimes you may have to force yourself to pay attention to, other times just to relax. Sometimes you have to think about it, pondering, and also sometimes you have to remember that I am here to practice meditation and back to the breath.